Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another hat giveaway with Midgard Golf here for 200 subscribers. It's the morning of September 15th right now. I'm about to go render the video, the back nine to Beaver Creek, and with Colin and I, and yeah, hang it up on the channel. So before I do that, the hat giveaway, and this is the hat that will be going out. So only seems right that we should do the drawing right out of this hat. So I've got 3 comments on the video since last Sunday. So we've got Doc, longtime subscriber. You know we love you, Doc. Thank you so much for your support over the years. Going in the hat. Brandon, fairly new subscriber there. Thanks for joining the channel and thanks for the comment there. Yeah, awesome stuff. And Garrett, yeah, great track up there for your favorite up at Fossil Trace. And Brandon there, yeah. What did you say? Like between Arrowhead and Bear Dance and whatnot. Yeah, those are, I mean, great tracks too. I love both those courses. So here we go. Shaking it up. Let me close the hat here. Like shake it up a little bit. Yeah, no idea. And yeah, the labels in there are the same size and everything, same paper, so I can't feel anything so far as who's going to win what. So let's find out here. No idea. I'm looking at you. And it is Brandon. So there it is, Brandon. I'll be hitting you up pretty quick here, and yeah, we'll get you on Instagram, and so I can get your address so I can actually, you know, mail this hat out to you. And then yeah, that'll be that. You'll be the proud owner of probably the rarest hat in golf. Again, we don't sell these hats. We only give them away. Well, yeah, there's 2 ways to get a Midgard hat. You either win one of these hat giveaways or you're featured on the channel. So yeah, awesome. So yeah, Doc actually got the first one, and well, he was the first commenter on this video, so yeah, he was in the running for the second one as well. And then yeah, the 2 of you, Garrett and Brandon. So anyway, Brandon, you won. This hat's coming your way. So thank you guys again so much, and remember, every 100 subscribers until we hit 1,000, we're doing another hat giveaway. So yeah, keep following the channel, keep subscribing there, and yeah, we're going to be doing more giveaways. And then remember, at 1,000, we're going to up the ante. I'm wearing a prototype shirt right now. This isn't the brand of shirt that we're going to be doing once we hit 1,000 subscribers. I'm gonna get some quality stuff. So this is a branded Bills hat, and I think I'm gonna stay with this company on into the future for what we're gonna do. The Gen 1 hats were Nike, so Doc, congratulations on that. You're the only one. You're the only subscriber who's ever gonna get a Nike yeah, hat. I can't remember, is it Legacy 91 series, something like that? Yeah, that'll be one of one forever, because I'm not doing those anymore. I'm going to be with branded Bills from now on. So yeah, there it is. Anyway, Brendan, again, we'll be getting in touch with you so that we can mail you out the hat. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and stay tuned for more giveaways. And then, yeah, at 1,000, we're going to be doing shirts, and then once we hit 10,000, I think I'm going to start doing something really cool, like golf bags or something, like embroidered golf bags. So, oh, you know what? I actually have one of those too. Let me show you, just because I had myself made one, of course, just to see how it would turn out. And Vessel, yeah, awesome. Grab this bad boy here. See if I can bring this up. So this is what I'm thinking of doing for the bag giveaways. So if you can see that, beautiful, beautiful bag, all leather, all the way around, absolute quality. And then the Midgard Golf on the bottom there, as you can see that. So that's my bag, that's what I'm rocking. If you ever see this bag rolling around, it's, well, it's probably me. So, yeah, pretty cool. Anyway, but that's a long ways away. That's that we're thinking about at 10,000 subscribers. So anyway, keep watching the channel. We're going to give away more free stuff. So thanks again, and enjoy the video for the back nine out here at Beaver Creek up in Vail, Colorado. See ya.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Midgard Golf. And we're back out here today at Beaver Creek Golf Club in Vail, Colorado. Playing the back nine here. Just Colin and I out here having a just lovely 2-ball scramble. And what a beautiful day it was out here to play this day for sure. And thank you guys so much again for getting us to 200 subscribers, and congratulations to the winner who I just announced. And yeah, we'll be sending that hat out to you shortly as soon as I get your address. Anyway, on to the course here. So starting off on hole 10 for the second part, little par 3 at 172 yards for us today, tipping out at 221. So this hole here, I mean, obviously you don't want to miss left. That's bad with that tree line, as you can clearly see. Outside of that, bunch of bunker trouble all up the left side to catch errant balls that just draw a little too hard off the green. And obviously that one on the right, and that's about it. So the pin was tucked way back into the right for us this day, so I'm taking an 8-iron to get up on this green. And yeah, you just got to love the backdrop to this hole too, with that sort of stone cliff face in the background. Just a gorgeous hole. So let's give it a rip and see what we can do. All right, ladies and gents, here we are heading to number 11. A pretty short par 4 for us here now in the number 10 handicap on this course. And the last hole there, number 10, was the number 14 handicap, as I forgot to mention. Anyway, so only 279 yards for us this day, and it tips out at 344. So by all standards, this is a pretty short par 4. And really just not all that difficult of one in general, I'd say. Obviously, you don't want to miss left. That's the one thing. So, yeah, if you do that, then your ball is probably going to be gone. But you can miss right all day. You've got an adjacent fairway off there to the right, and yeah, you will definitely find your ball if you miss to the right. You've got one lone bunker out there to catch your ball if you do happen to miss to the right and land right there. But apart from that, not a whole lot to worry about. That said, if you do miss hard that direction, then while you will find your ball, you're going to have to skyjack some trees to get on this green. And yeah, you've got some bunker trouble also around the green over there off to the left. So yeah, I mean, and that's kind of there to catch your ball too, although you're not probably going to be happy about it because then you're going to be hitting your third shot out of that bunker. But yeah, at least you won't go off the side and bounce wildly into the native fescue there beyond. So there's that too, which would be nice. And then you've got another bunker off to the right side of the green as well. And the green is actually a relatively small one. and kind of tricky to play. So that's probably where some of the difficulty comes in on this short par 4 to make it the number 10 handicap, I would say. Probably in the short game side. So I got the driver in hand, hitting fades all day, so yep, I'm quite happy to have a safe right side miss. So let's give it a rip and see what we can do. All right, ladies and gents, and here we are heading to number 12 and another par 3. It's actually kind of a neat back 9 here. There are 3 par 3s and only 1 par 5, so it's only a par of 34 here on this back 9. Kind of unique by most courses standards. I'm sure everyone would agree. But anyway, so this hole here, yeah, obviously not great news for me because you cannot miss right here. Obviously, because there's the lake. So, but you can miss left all day, that's for sure. Although the harder you miss left, then the more difficult of a downhill shot you're going to have to try to put it up on this green. So apart from that, that one lone bunker off there just to the left of the green's there to catch your ball. Hopefully you're a decent bunker player if you happen to be in it. Although it's a pretty low lip, so yeah, I mean, I've never been in that bunker, but you probably could hit putter and just run it out of that bunker if you really wanted to. But apart from that, if you're trying to hit a normal bunker shot, hopefully you don't skull it. Otherwise, you're probably going all the way across the green and into the water anyway. So, nobody wants to see that. Apart from that, pretty sizable green. And missing long. I've never missed long here either. But yeah, I would not want to do that either. Otherwise, you might end up having yourself some tree trouble in your swing even with all of that tree line in the background. And also that's going to be kind of a downhill chip from the backboards that you can have back there, which you're probably not going to be wanting, being as it is that this is a pretty drastically back to front green. So, and also it breaks pretty hard towards the water too. So more bad news for players that end up in that bunker. So let's give it a rip and see what we can do on this number 16 handicap hole. Let's check it out. All right, ladies and gents, and here we are heading to the 13th hole, which is the only par 5 on this back 9, and a short one at that, only playing for us at 469 yards today and tipping out at 510, so pretty short no matter what type of tee boxes you're accustomed to playing, I would say for sure. That said, it's a relatively narrow par 5, I would say, but fair enough to where you can feel confident in hitting driver. But there's all kinds of stuff to deal with all the way through the hole here. No water hazard or anything like that, but obviously you've got traffic off to the right, so you don't want to miss too hard that direction. And off to the left, you got the tree line, but then you got another adjacent hole on the other side of that tree line. So if you happen to put it over there, then you're going to have those trees to contend with to jack them back over in order to get back into this hole, whether it's the fairway or the green that you're attacking. But yeah, apart from that, your ball should be just fine. That said, once you get past this first section of the fairway here, the fairway kind of ends up sloping to the left. So if you hit a nice big draw down there, it's probably going to actually speed slot even further to the left and wind you up in those trees. So you got to kind of think about that too. Apart from that, you've got plenty of bunkers on the hole. One short left there. I mean, the only reason you're probably finding that bunker is if you snap hook one, at which point you're probably going to be happy that it protected you from going any further to the left from there. And then one short right, and then several bunkers up there to the right of the green, and then one big lone one to the left of the green. That's raised up kind of on a plateau for you with just a beautiful flower bed right behind it. So yeah, the green complex on this hole, probably my favorite on the entire course. It's just the prettiest green, in my opinion, to hang out on. Or, you know, to putt your ball on for the couple of minutes that you happen to be there. But take a moment, smell the flowers, because, yeah, they obviously put a lot of work into it. That's for sure. So, anyway, I got the driver in hand, and the play that I'm going to try to pull off is obviously a fade, because it's all that I'm playing. And, yeah, if you can stay to the right side and somehow find yourself in the fairway there, then you'll have a much more elevated position from which to take your shot onto the green, which will shave off some relative yardage for you since it won't be an uphill shot. It'll be more of a downhill shot. So there's that. So, without further ado, let's give it a rip and see what we can do on this par 5. The number 6 handicap on this course. Let's check it out. All right, ladies and gents, and here we are heading off to the 14th hole. The number 2 handicap on this course. And, you know, thinking about it, I think that's about right. It does seem like the hardest hole in the back 9 here. Because it's one of the few holes where you really are in trouble if you miss either direction. Obviously, hard right is going to be into traffic or the tree line that guards it. It's probably eating your ball. And then you've also got trash off to the left as well. So you really got to have a well-placed shot here. And apart from that, if that's not enough to deal with, you also have this little stream that cuts the hole right through about, well, depending on the tee box you're playing, about 2/3 to 3/4 of the way down the hole. So you really have to pick and choose what club you're going to play off the tee box here to make sure that you don't get in that. If you're really going to try to pound one and get over it, then I'd probably say that you better be flying it. I mean, even from the blue tee boxes where we're playing, you better be flying at 315 to 320 in the air. Otherwise, you're probably finding yourself in that little stream there. Apart from that, you've got sideboard off to the right. If you kind of barely miss that direction, it'll probably roll your ball back in. And then it sort of evens out off to the left. So if you hit a draw, you're going to be just fine too. So far as shot shape selection, you're kind of safe no matter what you decide to do here, which is nice. Once you get up to the green shot, which if you stay, you know, south of that, well, south, whatever, before that stream, I should say more accurately, then you're probably going to have about, 100 yards or so onto the green. You've just got a lone bunker over there off to the left that you can see all the way from here, and then some heavy trees off to the right. And then the green itself is a 2-tier green that you're really going to want to be on the correct tier of relative to where the hole is that day. So last time I was out here, I was actually pounding the ball a lot harder than I was today. I'm actually hitting the ball kind of weak out there today. I'm trying to find my distance back. I just kind of lost that and hitting fades with the driver. So I put it right up to the edge of that stream the last time with a 2-iron from this same tee box, but today I'm taking driver and I'm going to fade it over the left line and let it fall back into play. So let's give it a rip and see what we can do. All right, ladies and gents, and here we are heading off to the 15th hole. Another short par 4 for us at only 308 yards, tipping out at 396. So it stretches out to a pretty decent distance, especially considering the shape of this hole, that's for sure. And yeah, words to the wise, so the tee box is actually backwards from where you think you're going to be if you're playing a little bit further back. So you can see the mistake that we made here in having to make this U-turn. So, yeah, it is what it is. But anyway, where this hole lacks in distance, it certainly makes up for in narrowness. So, obviously, you don't want to miss either direction here as well. Hard left, you're out in the tree line there and just stuff you're probably not going to find your ball in. And same thing off to the right. So, an accurate shot is definitely needed here. And while I wouldn't really call this a dog leg, the hole does sort of slant up and to the right there. So perfect shape for a fade, I would say. And, well, that's good news for me, obviously. So, yeah, definitely not a hole that I want to hit driver on, just because if you do happen to hit one straight out on the line that you're going to be looking at from the tee box, then, well, you're going to go right through the fairway and you're going to end up in the trees anyway. And that's just a crying shame. So for me, I'm pulling the 4-iron on this shot, and I'm just going to smack it right at kind of the, the tree line out in the distance as it starts to end into the green. And yeah, let it fade back in from there. That should be a pretty safe line for a nice approach up on the green. And when you do get up to making your approach on the green, then it'll likely be an uphill shot, because yeah, the hole does travel uphill as you get closer to the green, and obviously you've got a guardian bunker right in the front and then another one off to the right. Good news is you've got a nice kind of rough length patch of green between this green and the next tee box there behind it. So if you happen to fly this green and go a little bit long, then you're likely going to be safe too. You really just don't want to go left hard on your green approach. And a little bit right and you should be fine as well. All around, I think this is probably the prettiest hole on this course. And I think that the course itself would probably agree with me, since this is the hole that is depicted right on their scorecard. So anyway, with the kind of abandoned barn in the background as you get up to the green. Pretty cool. Anyway, without further ado, let's give it a rip. Like I said, 4-iron in hand, and see what we can do on this gorgeous 15th hole, the number 12 handicap on this course. Let's check it out. All right, ladies and gents, and here we are heading to the 16th hole. And finally, the final par 3 of this round, and the number 18 handicap on this course. So yeah, starting you off into the stretch with what they think is the easiest hole on this course. And generally, I think I would agree about that. So it's only 146 yards and pretty lateral and tipping out at 201. So it can be a fairly lengthy par 3 if you're all the way back there, but not for us. So this hole, though, not a whole lot to worry about. The only thing you don't want to do is go left. You've got a little bit of sideboard support over there to the right, and the slope is modest enough to where it won't be a drastically downhill chip if you end up over there. Obviously, one bunker to worry about, front left, and if you happen to get in there, then yeah, definitely ain't putting it out of that one. That's going to be a high-lip bunker shot for sure. So I have the pitching wedge in hand, and I'm just going to try to float a faded one out there to make sure I stay to the right, especially since the pin happens to be on the right for us this day anyway. And yeah, see what we can do about this beautiful little hole. Let's give it a rip and see what we can do. All right, ladies and gents, and here we are heading to the 17th hole and the 8th handicap on this course. So yeah, it just gets progressively harder as you reach the final hole of this course, that's for sure. So anyway, 345 yard par 4 for us, stretching out to only 361, so relatively short no matter where you're playing it from. But that said, yeah, you definitely got to be strategic about this one because it's quite a bit narrow. I mean, if you hit your drive really short, then you've got plenty of landing area off there to the right. But then you're going to have a pretty long shot onto the green. Nobody wants to do that, right? But the further out that you go, the more narrow the fairway gets. And you can't really miss either direction. I mean, well, if you miss left, you got an adjacent hole over there. But yeah, I mean, there's some really tall aspens and pines over there that you're probably not going to want to flirt with in order to bring that ball back into play. So ill-recommended to go that way anyway, even if your ball is safe. Off to the right, you've got some tall grass and then, again, traffic. So, yeah, there's that. Apart from that, you've got some kind of sideboard bunkers over there off to the right after you get past the meandering stream that chops the hole up about 2/3 of the way down again. Maybe a little less than that. But if you're all the way back at the tips, then it'd be about 2/3 of the hole. But so you're going to have to hit over that no matter what you do for this little kind of slight dog leg to the left as you approach the green. And then you'll have one more bunker that's hidden over there off to the left of the green that you'll be able to see once you're making your approach shot. Apart from that, the approach isn't that scary. You really just don't want to go long of it, and that's pretty much it. You can go a little bit short, you can go left and right, although if you do go left or right, you're probably going to be in one of those bunkers. So, yeah, without that, I mean, pretty stock standard. The best drives here are definitely going to be draw shape, that's for sure. And so not good news for me. There is a line, though, to hit a fade out there. But I'm just taking a shorter club and try to stick it out there somewhere safe. So let's give it a rip and see what we can do. All right, ladies and gents, and here we are heading off to the 18th hole and the number 4 handicap on this course, and I would definitely agree with that. Yeah, I mean, I just love this finishing hole. It's really a crescendo, in my opinion, of everything that this course has to offer. You've got the water there off to the left with the water fountain spurting up there. It's kind of greeting you on home as you make your way back to the clubhouse here. And then you've got the kind of sideboard support bunker off there to the right, the sloping fairway, got kind of subtly right to left, and then the meandering creek again that's guarding the green, that's perched up on a plateau for you with some pretty strong backboard behind the green. So, I mean, everything that you see on pretty much every hole on this course, it just comes to culmination on this hole, I think, and that's part of what makes it such a beautiful finisher, in my opinion. But so this hole here, it's 366 yards for us, stretching out to 449. So, yeah, as par 4s go, pretty long if you're playing it from the tips, actually. But that said, the fairway is actually pretty modestly wide, I'd say. Pretty big target, so definitely tasty to break out the big stick, that's for sure, which is exactly what I'm going to do. The trees are definitely low enough on the left side to play a fade, and that's exactly the shape that I'm going to play here. Just to put it down there and, float it somewhere in the fairway. It's a giant one to do it, so yeah, I mean, just taking the left line and playing the fade is just fine. But if you're playing a draw on this, which is what I did the last time that I was on this hole, then aiming right out at that bunker on the right-hand side and then pulling it in from there, It's going to be a great shot, and you're likely going to get some speed slot support to put you right in there nice and tight to give you a nice short shot onto this green. So, and as you do get up to the green, you've got a couple of bunkers that are one behind the hole and then one to the left of the hole, and then nothing to the back right. But the back right is guarded by trees anyway. In order to get there, you'd have to hit a pretty serious fade or a lefty draw to even find your ball back there in the first place. As you get up there, just past the creek, it's pretty steep to get up to the green, and anything that lands gently on the front of the green is probably going to roll backwards right back off the green, so there's that. But there's plenty of fairway right there to catch your ball and prevent it from rolling back into the creek, I'd say. So not a big deal there. The rest of the green is going to slope pretty hard uphill from there. So yeah, if you happen to be below the hole, it's going to be a pretty slow uphill shot. And if you happen to be above the hole, it's going to be a very fast downhiller. So without further ado, driver in hand, let's hit this big old cut and see what we can do about this final hole. Thank you guys so much for watching another episode of Midgard Golf with us. Join us next time for the Keystone River course, where we're doing a 3-ball scramble with Colin's dad again. And yeah, you're really going to love that track. It's absolutely gorgeous. So thanks again, and we'll see you next time.